I was about 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old when I first started browsing the internet, which does sound like I grew up as an iPad kid despite me not being in the generation of the iPad kids. And yet, that gave me the ability to gather almost 20 years experience in being on the internet, which means I'm almost qualified to work in McDonald's. I'm not quite there yet, but I could get there in the future. Who knows? This, though, with many years of experience, gave me the ability to learn a lot and make a lot of mistakes. Mistakes that have costed me dearly for a lot of stuff that, looking back, doesn't really matter that much. But with my experience, what I do online is I make sure other people don't. I'm a big advocate for piracy. I spend quite a bunch of time on Reddit, which I know is not that big of a, oh wow, I spend a lot of time on Reddit. I am such a cool guy. But where I can, I try and do it so that people can have a better time on the internet compared to what I had as a kid. So for this, I want to spend some time to give you all of my knowledge put into like one video, one place where you can go like, wow, I didn't know about this. Maybe I should rethink what I'm doing and this could save me up one day in the future. Because as a kid, I got hacked, I got my email stolen, I got my password fucked. Everything that could happen, it happened to me. I got countless viruses. I learned how to use a virtual machine that didn't do shit for me. I still got hacked. I threw away countless of hours and money on the stuff. But in the end, I learned. And through my mistakes, you can avoid making them yourself. And the first thing I want to talk about is safety. The first thing you gotta do on the internet is learn how to be safe, because elsewise, all of what I'm gonna talk about after this is basically gonna be a mess if you don't follow these steps. You don't get safety through much of anything. You gotta learn by making mistakes, which is what I've done. But you can use wikis, which are a great tool for a lot of stuff. Even for something that is quote unquote in a gray area like piracy, you got Reddit wikis that guide you through where you need. You got FMHY, which is a great site that tells you, hey, this website is nice, it gives you this, this, and that. And this site is not nice. It does give you this, this, and that. But in the past, it has been leaked to have some kind of issues. Through that, you can minimize the amount of mistakes and you can maximize the amount of safety that you have. So leading this to piracy, I want to tell you, pirating is a gray area, yes. If you live in a country that regulates piracy, please watch out for what you do, because you will need a VPN to pirate. It's a big mess, in my opinion, but it's better to be safer than sorry. Some countries really do take it seriously, like Germany. If you pirate in Germany, you're going to face worse charges than the people in the AFD, but outside of that, you do you. To me, pirating is a great potential tool because without it, I wouldn't have had probably most of the culture that I have. I wouldn't have watched as many films as I have, played as many games as I have, or even done this video. I'm right now doing this video on a pirated copy of DaVinci Resolve. And I've been doing video editing for 6, 7 years now. Don't make jokes on what I just said. Numbers wise, please, I'm gonna come and find you. And whether it was through Premiere, DaVinci, whatever the fuck, I used Vegas at one point, Fraps. It was all done through piracy. Piracy allowed me to become what I am today. Some people are gonna try and put the moral high ground on you, or it's stealing, it's not ethical, or whatever the fuck. But realistically speaking, was I ever gonna pay 500 bucks a month for the Adobe suite? No, they're not missing out on my money. They don't deserve my money, but that's another discussion that I personally think. And yeah, they're not missing out on anything. I'm just taking their stuff for free. I run a Discord server that is mainly made of the guys that follow me from my gaming community. There is not much going on there as I've begun working. Sadly, now I'm employed. And yet sometimes people do come there and ask me questions about, hey, how I do this, how I do that. I see you do this, I see you do that. How'd you do it? And this is going to explain most of what I do. For piracy, I use a shit ton of Reddit, not as in Reddit posts that tell you, hey, this is the download for this. I go on wikis that tell you the whole lots of sites that tell you what to do. You scour their sites, you make sure that they're trustworthy, that they give you the right stuff. You may do the virus total scan if you feel like it, and you torrent it. You torrent it with a VPN. That's as safe as you can get. Through that, then you can download whatever the fuck you want. You can watch films, you can do other stuff. That gets you safe. Watching films and downloading stuff on the internet or going anywhere on the internet nowadays, though, doesn't come for free. Or it seemingly does, but in practice, you get blasted with ads. And I know you already know this, ad blockers. You know what ad blockers are, you know all of the gist about it, but what some people don't know is that there is a better, like, there is some better stuff and there is some worse stuff. This could be speculative, this could be like personal preference, but I'm gonna go on a tangent for the internet on Chromium. Chromium is the engine that some browsers are based on, namely Chrome, which is the biggest user of it, and Chromium is handled by Microsoft and Google, which means that if Google wants to shove something down your throat, it will through any Chromium-based browser. That includes Chrome, Edge, Brave, Vivaldi, Opera, and of this last one, Opera in particular, Opera RGX, of course, I'm a big hater. Why? Because one more thing I learned while spending time on the internet is that when something is branded for gamers, it sucks. A gaming chair? Sure, great. Why are you like, what makes a gaming chair better than an office chair? And I'll tell you right now, I have a gaming chair, quote unquote gaming chair in my bag right now. It doesn't. It's just a tactic to boost up the price or make it sell to you much, much faster. Realistically speaking, Opera GX does the same thing. If you go and Google Opera GX, the first thing that shows up in their Google ad page is the gaming browser or browser for gamers. I've spoken with people that use it. I've told them, like, these are people that work in IT, and I've told them, man, you know this is Chromium. You know this is more vulnerable than other options out there because there's vulnerabilities in Chromium that make it dangerous. They're like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, why do you use it then when you got alternatives? And they're like, because it makes cool sounds when I type. This was a genuine reply I've gotten. This was a genuine thing that I've been told. Brother, what? What? You cannot compromise your safety online off of the rain noise that it makes when you type in the browser. What? So as an alternative, right now I feel like the best option you got is Firefox. Firefox uses Mozilla, and Mozilla is proprietary, which means the vulnerabilities you have on Chromium are not there, and it's more catered towards what you need to do. With this, you can actually have private forks. There's a lot of like better alternative than Firefox itself. You can explore them on GitHub. I'm gonna put like a shit ton of links in the description of this video where you can find everything, if I can, because I'm pretty sure this account is not verified where I'm gonna be posting on. But that's besides the point. So Firefox, step number one, which ad blocker is the best? What I use personally and what I think to be the best, which bypasses YouTube, bypasses potentially Twitch if they stop embedding ads, but that's kind of a bit difficult, is uBlock Origin. There's uBlock Origin Lite, which I don't know why it exists, and uBlock Origin. uBlock Origin itself, by default, will prevent you both the ads on YouTube and the ad blocking thing where it says, hey, we know you're using an ad blocker. You got 3 more videos before we ban your account. Get off that. And it doesn't happen. So that's a cool thing you can have. Links in the description, of course. Through this, not only will you skip ads, which are mildly annoying, but you also get safer, because while probably me and you and 80% of the people watching this video know that you shouldn't click on hot women 5 miles away from you, there are some people on the internet that do believe that, especially older folks that don't know any better, or people that read, hey, your PC has a virus, it's gonna get infected, or you won the 1000th iPhone of the day, something, and they click on it and they get scared. That thing with an ad blocker doesn't even appear. You're safe from that standpoint, and that is really valuable. So yeah, that's about it for the ad blockers. That's about as much as there is to say, and it's more important than some people make it out to be. Fuck companies that want to shove ads down your throat. I'm a big company hater, like mega corporations, I don't like them. There is a whole philosophy behind that, but that's not the point of this video. Now that I've told you my nasty little secrets about piracy and ad blocking, I can move on to something else, which is quite similar, is being hacked online. On Discord, on Steam, anywhere, you'll see sometimes something like, hey, $50 bonus thingy. Click on the link, Mr. Beast is giving it away. Now, you may have noticed Mr. Beast is not giving it away, and after you click on that thing, your account is gone. What happened over there? What happened is that there are some things that are maliciously hidden in links that can catch up tokens. Tokens are these things that are used in multiple browser-based things, such as Discord, your actual browser tokens and whatnot, that when used and loaded by the people that are phishing you, which is the term for hacking through links, they get all of your stuff. Some of this are powerful enough to bypass 2FA. Not like the 2FA doesn't work, there's a token grabber scheme, which is popular in Chromium-based browsers, that allows people to directly bypass it by loading your own session. So you know when you go on YouTube, you just click the youtube.com and it loads up your account and you're already in, they get the exact same thing. And that's not good for you. That cannot happen with Firefox, or it's much more harder to do. So yeah, that's about it. And with this, you also get the reason as to why I don't like Chromium-based browsers. Another big notion is that there is the chance you get the virus. The virus could still penetrate your system. It could still go through you. You could still make a mistake and download something that was not just as secure as you thought it'd be. I've made the mistake plenty of times, as I've said it, and it happens. There's no shame in it. It happens. What can you do about that? Realistically speaking, you should never have an antivirus on your PC 24/7 unless it's Windows Defender, because that just comes with the system. You just let it run. It's what it is. Actually, you should disable it when you're downloading some fishy stuff, because otherwise it's gonna catch it and it's not gonna work. But sometimes you download something that is malicious and it gets through Windows Defender. What do you do then if you cannot have antiviruses on your system 24/7? You download one. It's much more simpler than it sounds. I know it sounds like I'm circling backwards onto something, but no. You download one. My favorite one is Malwarebytes. What I do is I download it, I do a scan, see what it finds, delete it, and install it the second it's done. Why is that? That's because antivirus companies are the first virus companies. They have been proven to sell backdoors to themselves so that viruses can still go through your PC and basically bypass everything. That means you do not want them. Fuck no. And on the second topic of viruses, there is also something called bloatware or adware, which is stuff like uTorrent. I've told you, if you pirate stuff, you should torrent. Not with uTorrent. It used to be the golden standard of torrenting back in 2006, I guess. Besides that, oh my god, it aged like milk. Like the worst milk you could have ever seen. Like milk straight out of the udder left in the sun. It's spoiled big time, because if you try and download it now, not only the download itself, the downloader, is gonna ask you to download a shit ton of other stuff, including Opera GX, by the way, which just shows you how malicious it can be. It actually forces you to open browser pages whenever you use it. So if you launch it up, it's gonna open a pop-up browser page with uTorrent telling you, "Hey, do you want to pay us by any chance? One day, it's just like $100, nothing big. Consider it." Which, sure, you can say no, but still annoying as fuck. Why would you open a browser page without my consent? The fuck you doing? And in that case, you get Cubic Torrent, which is pretty nice. There are some variables out there. Again, I'm gonna tell you my stuff. I suggest you go out there, Google what I'm telling you, then you go and explore further, because there may be better alternatives that I've not caught up on quite yet. Speaking of this, one of the biggest, baddest skills of all time that people do not realize exist is Googling. There is no way for me to make you understand, but a lot of times there is an issue that somebody has and they come to me to solve it because I'm the problem solver. I'm the guy that can fix everything. Man, it's not like I have an encyclopedia in my brain. It's not like I have the knowledge of the infinity, or I'm almighty and all-seeing. I know how to Google shit. If you tell me you have an issue with your game and the game spits you out a code, the first thing that comes into my mind is I put that code onto Google and see what it spits back. Why don't you do that? So yeah, whatever happens to you, whatever you see, take your shit and put it into Google. It's gonna be beneficial. Trust me, start reading some stuff. And please, for the love of God, unless it's something pretty technical, I guess, or something that doesn't have any other sources that appear in the first 2 pages of Google, don't use the AI summary. It's just full bullshit. Come on. I cannot advise against AI enough. I'm a big AI hater for a lot of reasons. It's a great tool. I cannot hide you that it's a great, great, great tool. But sometimes it really just messes up big time. So what I'd rather you do is you Google whatever your issue is and you type Reddit at the end of it. I guarantee you, no matter how recent your issue is, no matter how many or few times you've seen it, there is a 10-year-old Reddit post with somebody that solved it. There can be the chance that that post was deleted, so you click on it and it shows deleted when you hop on the page. I too want to grab a stool and a rope in occasions and just end it right there. But trust me, there's going to be an even older one that has the reply eventually. So yeah, that's the summary of my learning experience. If you got questions, please drop them in the comments. I'll probably prepare another couple of videos for just letting you know how is it going at work. Since I'm no longer able to use my PC a lot, I've just been back at my home for the first time in a couple of weeks. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.